Babe, I can't.
So start from when your water broke.
My water broke at 5 a.m.
Okay. And then what?
My contractions started. And I had them for like mild contractions for like an hour.
Explain to them how we stayed at home and how you did most of the work at home so that whenever as soon as you came to the hospital, you were almost ready to go.
We did all of the laboring at home and just tried to stick it out as long as possible. My contractions started out at like 10 minutes apart, and then they kind of went down to like 4 and 5, and they were a little bit more sporadic, and then we decided that we had to go to the hospital. We lived like a half an hour away. So then we got all of our stuff, and by the time I got to the hospital, I was already 6 centimeters dilated.
Okay. So explain to people that are pregnant, because a lot of them are super scared to have the baby, why they shouldn't be scared.
Because for what you get in the end, it's the easiest thing you'll ever have to do.
Okay, so talk about the epidural and how it made the pregnancy much more enjoyable, and you were glad that you did it because you were able to enjoy and appreciate the pregnancy more.
If I didn't get the epidural, then I probably would have had the baby like within the next half hour. Like that's how quickly things were accelerating, but I was just in so much pain. Like I knew that I was just not gonna enjoy like the rest of the process if I didn't get the epidural. So I got one, and it took like 2 minutes to get done, and I had almost immediate relief from it.
And did it allow you to enjoy the pregnancy after that?
Yes, it was a lot more comfortable, I would say.
Okay. Also talk about how long you were in the pushing stage. So after you were 100% dilated, or you were at 10 and dilating.
They had me like, I was at 8 centimeters when I got the epidural. So I like sat up and just kind of let the baby, like gravity just push him down. So that way when it came time to push, he was already right there. And then we pushed for like 37 minutes and he was out.
Yes, so 37 minutes was pretty quick, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it was super quick. And it was like, I could still feel it. I didn't keep you, like you can control how much you use your epidural, but I wanted to make sure that I could feel it so I knew when I should push and when I should stop so I didn't tear as bad.
Right. So tell them about the tearing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. There's 4 stages of tearing, 1 to 4, 4 being the worst. And yours was?
I had a first.
You were a 1.
First degree tear, yeah. But I think it's because like I had the epidural, but I didn't give myself any clicks because I wanted to be able to feel and kind of like control how I was pushing, because I didn't want to not be able to feel anything and then not know how much I'm tearing. So I could feel as I was pushing how much I was tearing.
And so basically the reason why I wanted to record you on this is because we've heard horror stories, right, about pregnancy, and you had very high anxiety. Was it as bad as the horror stories?
No.
Okay, that's what I basically wanted to.
If you're pregnant or if you're about to give labor, it is not nearly as bad as what your mind makes it out to be.
And the reward is very satisfying.
It's so painful. Like, it is painful, and it's definitely not an easy thing, but what you get in the end, it is like the easiest thing you'll ever have to do for such a big reward.
Now, explain to them the scare that we had last night and why people should know about that rather than what they teach us in the classes here.
Why don't you tell them that?
Okay, I guess I can. So we, the baby was laying in the bassinet last night, and we were laying down, and we were gonna fall asleep, but we heard the baby kind of give a like a gurgling sound, like
and we thought it was it sounded like he like pooped or he farted.
But what he did was he threw up some of the mucus or from what was it when he was inside. When he was inside Autumn's belly, he had a lot of fluid inside of him still. So what the babies do is they throw that fluid up, but he was laying on his back as he should be, and he kind of choked on the fluid last night, and he for a second wasn't able to breathe. So we were super scared. We turned him breathing. We stopped it. We turned him around and patted on his back so that he would start kind of crying and get the stuff coughed up, which he did in a matter of seconds.
And
but
this thing.
Yes, it was the scariest thing we've ever been through. Really, it was. And what shocks me is that they don't.
In your discharge video.
They don't mention any of this stuff. They mention, you know, don't shake your baby, don't throw your baby. They say that. Well, hell, we already know that. Who's going to shake your baby? Who's going to shake their baby or throw their baby? But they don't tell you about, you know, the mucus that's inside the baby still that he can choke on.
Like, we had no idea that was even a thing.
So now I refuse to even let this kid sleep without me looking over him. He won't sleep. For the next 6 months, he won't be 2 feet from us. He'll be always within our vicinity. And we'll be watching over him until we know that he can sleep without throwing up and choking on it. So just something to be wary about. That is actually that is scarier than the pregnancy itself.
Yeah. I was gonna say than the video.
It is.
Like what they show in the video, that's like a more realistic scare.
Yeah. Anyways, so we wanted to make this video for the people who are pregnant to let you know that don't be so afraid of it, because the horror is not as bad as it's made to seem, and what you get is it's priceless. So, right, babe?
Right.
I love you.